everyone, this is Shreya Rode from class 7. So today I am going to discuss with you chapter number 17, Forest are Lifeline. So in ancient times, India has a vast forest. When the increase in the population at the alarming rate at which the humans are being cleared the forest, it is important to understand that the survival of an animal, including humans, is depend on the forest. So, friends, in ancient times, in ancient period, the India has a very large forest are present there, and when the population is increase of an human beings and animals, then the forests are being cleared from humans. And it is important to understand that our survival is uh, we are depend on the forest. So our first point is forest layer. So there are three types of forest layer: emerged layer, canopy layer, and understory layer. So first layer is emerged layer. So what is mean of an emerged layer? The tallest trees in the forest may reach a height of 200 feet and form the emerged layer. Means emerged layer are found in their height is 200 feet, and they are called an emerged layer. The trees of the height are rare and are found in a dense rainforest of Asia and East India. Eastern East India's trees most of these trees are having a broad leaves and evergreen and having an evergreen and are they are evergreen. There is a plenty of sunlight in this layer. Hornbills, butterflies, and bats are founded here. So friends, most of these trees having a broad leaves. Too much broad leaves are there, and they are also evergreen. Most of these trees having there is a plenty of a sunlight, and hornbills, butterflies, you already know friends, and bats are founded there. Canopy layer. So our second layer is an canopy layer. So what is the mean of a canopy layer? The trees in this layer as high as a 100 feet. Their height is a 100 feet. Oak, maple, and ash trees are found here, grown in this layer. There form a green roof over the lower layer. This roof through its partially, and this roof is like an umbrella that lets the sunlight penetrate through it only partially and totally blocks it in a case of a forest. So their roofs are like an umbrella. Their roofs are like an umbrella shape, and this canopy layer is too much busiest layer, such as a uh, monkeys and eagles, toucans, sloths are there is a plenty of food available there. Means they are these animals are founded there and they are getting a plenty of food. Most canopy trees having a smooth and oval leaves with a pointed tip. So they are having a smooth, soft, and having an oval shaped leaves with a pointed tip. The tips are called drip tips. What we call for that? Drip tips. They let the rainwater run down. The leaves are keep them dry. Okay. So our next point is understory layer. So what is mean by the understory layer? Below the canopy layer, there is often an open space, and the layer created by smaller trees, and after understory layer vegetation. This layer is a hot and damp. So this layer is below. It means downside of a canopy layer, and this layer is created by smaller trees and understory vegetations. This layer is too much hot and damp also. So our next point is forest floor. So what is in forest floor? The forest floor is a very dark because the canopy layer formed by the trees preventing the sunlight from entering the forest. This floor is very dark because of that canopy layer is from the trees preventing the sunlight from, means that canopy layer is uppermost layer, second layer of this forest. It is preventing a trees, and then the sunlight is not going in this forest floor, uh, and then the soil, the soil on the floor is covered with a layer of leaves, twigs, and dead plants and animal. Numerous of events, plants and animals are adaptation, a decomposer like an earthworm, bacteria and fungi. And fungi are founded here, which make a unique adaptation to survive with a little sunlight on the forest floor. So our first, so our next point is producers. So what is an producers? Our next point is producers. Green plants which make their own food, they are called and producers. Plants which green plants which makes their own food. You know friends, what is that producer meaning? Plants which make their own food. They make their own food, that we call as an producers. So our next point is customers. Organism that depends on other organisms for food, it's called an organism. uh, so friends, producers, we also call that autotrophics, and customers we also call as a heterotropics. Autotrophic means producers. It means the green plants which makes their own food are called autotrophics or producers, and organisms that depend on the other organisms for food, that we call as a customers or heterotropics. So our second point is, so customers means they are depend on other plants for food. Our next point is herbivorous. So friends, what is an herbivorous? So herbivorous means a plant, an animal which is uh, eating only and only grass, which is eating only and only plants. It means um, grass, otherwise we call plants. Animal which are eating only plants, they are called an herbivorous. So for example, horses, cows and other, etc. So so our next point is carnivorous. So what is an carnivorous? So carnivorous means animal which eat only flesh of other animals. Flesh of other animals means dead animals. Not in dead animals, they are first kill that animal and then they eat. They only kill that animal and then they eat that animal. They are not depend on other. That carnivorous are eating an animal only. For example, lion, tiger. So next point is omnivorous. Omnivorous means animals which are eating both plants and flesh of other animals. So that means an animal which are eating uh, both plants also and animals also. Means that animal is eating plants and animals, plants also, and flesh of other animals. Okay, it means that and our next point is, I am not wrote here, but our next point is scavengers. Scavengers means they are eating only dead animals, means other animals dead, they kill them, and then they only eat the dead animals, they not kill, means scavengers not kill other animals. They only, when any dead animals is lying on the ground, then they only eat that animal. So our next point is decomposer. Decomposer means an organism which breaks down the dead leaves, plants and animals, converted them into the humus. It means organisms which break down a dead, when any organism which breaks down plants, plants or any animal, converted into the humus, that convert into the humus, that we called as a decomposer. So our next point is food chain. So what is a food chain? Food chain means an animals which shows that which shows the relationship between that animal, from animal to animal, and what they eat. So that shows their relations between the animals. It means that the eagle eats two mouse. Eagle eats two mouse. That mouse, and then mouse is eating the grasshopper, and then grasshopper is eating the grass finally. So first eagle eat two mouse, otherwise snake not, mouse only. Eagle eat two mouse, and then mouse eat two grasshopper, then grasshopper eat two grass. And then what is mean that animal which shows a relationship and their habits, and what they are eating also. And then our next point is food web. So friends, what is an food web? What is mean of a food web? It means a network of an interconnection of a food chain is called an food web. So a network, it means you know that a network of an interconnection of a food chain with a food chain that interconnected, that we called as a food web. So our next point is deforestation. Deforestation is mean that a cutting down of trees in a large amount of a scale, that we call as a deforestation. It means we are cutting the trees in a large amount of scale, that we call as a deforestation. So we don't want to cut that trees, uh, the cutting down of trees in large scale, that we call as a deforestation. So our next point is soil erosion. So what is mean by the soil erosion? A layer of a soil fertile layer. It means the removal of a top fertile layer soil, that we called as a soil erosion. Okay, removal means that that soil blows with the wind. Removal of a soil, that topmost layer of that removal of a soil, fertile soil, that we called as a soil erosion. So I hope you understand this lesson and have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching this video. Save trees, save earth. Thank you.